I spent 30 years building software, 3 decades of code, of solving problems, of believing I'd found my place in the world. Then one afternoon I pasted a paragraph from the novel I was writing into a chatbot and asked it to rewrite it. It did, and it was better. In that moment, everything I thought I knew about work, identity, and the future changed. This is the story of what happened next and what I discovered on the other side. A few years ago, I found myself suddenly retired. I'd worked hard to get where I was. 30 years of building things, of solving problems that mattered. Computers had been my life, and now I was trying to answer a question I'd never had to face. Who am I if I'm not a programmer? It felt like my whole life had been defined by my work. Without it, I felt lost. So I decided to write the book I'd always said I would write. Maybe that could be the next chapter. I joined a local writers group, and that's where everything started to unravel and eventually come back together. At the writers group, one topic kept coming up: AI. Everyone was afraid. What would it mean for the book business, for creativity itself? I had been avoiding it. Even though my old colleagues had been buzzing about these new language models, I'd consciously tuned it out. I was retired. I was a writer now. That tech world wasn't my world anymore. But the group's anxiety made me curious. So one evening, I logged into the chatbot everyone was talking about. I pasted in a paragraph from my novel, something I'd been wrestling with for weeks, and typed, "Rewrite this to be more exciting." What came back? I sat there staring at the screen. You have to understand, I've been around computers for decades. My whole career, people said, someday computers will program themselves. And for 30 years, they hadn't come close. I genuinely believed they might never. But this wasn't just technical competence. This was creative. This was good. My imagination caught fire. I knew in that moment that I was looking at the biggest technological advancement of my lifetime, maybe of any lifetime. And just like that, I was a programmer again. What followed was frantic learning, frantic building, frantic trying to capitalize on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I even went back to my old company for a while. This was my element. I was happy again, or at least I thought I was. But here's what I've learned about once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. They can consume your whole life if you let them. The same AI that had reignited my purpose was also rewriting every rule I'd spent my career learning. The goalposts weren't just moving, they were dissolving. I found myself in a strange position, an insider to the technology, but also one of its potential casualties. I understood better than most what AI could do, which meant I also understood what it meant for everyone like me. Somewhere in the chaos, I started asking a different question. Not how do I stay ahead, but what actually makes a life worth living? Not how do I compete with machines, but what do machines make more valuable, not less? And the answer, I realized, was everything AI can't do. Being present, being human, being in community with other humans. The messy, inefficient, irreplaceable experience of just being. This channel is about that journey, not about ignoring AI, it's real and it's changing everything, but about finding a way to live well anyway. It's for people who've done everything right and still feel like something's missing, who are exhausted by the endless optimization, who suspect there might be another way. I wrote a book about it, Be Period or Just Be. But more than that, I want to explore these ideas with you, because I think a lot of us are feeling the same thing right now, and there's something powerful about not feeling it alone. If that resonates, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. And in the meantime, just be.